You are listening to the So Now What podcast with Lana Manikowski, episode number 103.
So now what? These three words raced through my mind time and time again during my journey through fertility treatments. I tried desperately to have a child, but never was able. I yearned for a community to join that could understand my struggles. I couldn't find one, so I created one with the So Now What podcast. I love that you found us.
I'm so glad that you are here to listen to a part 2 of a series that I am doing about how to achieve your goals through habits. And if you had the opportunity to listen to our prior episode number 102, you heard me talk a little bit about some of the reasons why I think that we go away from instituting or incorporating things that we really want to do or goals that we really want to have in our lives. If you haven't listened, go back and listen to episode 102 and then catch this one after, because I'm going to continue on this journey of achieving goals through creating habits that will help you start to do things that you want to do in a much more easy fashion. Last week, we talked about brainstorming all the things that have come to your mind about what you want to do, what you have thought about incorporating more of, maybe something you've never done before, but you heard someone that you work with talk about hot yoga or talk about fly fishing. That's a new one for me. By the time this episode airs, I will have gone fly fishing for the first time. Maybe you want to try new things and try different things. So we talked about brainstorming. We talked about ranking things by their importance and by their impact. But what I really want to talk about this week is the next level of that. So I shared my 3 goals with you last week about the things that I'm working on, moving more, taking vitamins, and meal planning. I want to tell you more about what process I think is important to do so that you continue to do these things even when you don't want to do them. Or the times that you say, you know what, I'm going to skip that today, that you have some tools in your toolbox that will help you understand whether that's the decision that you really want to make, or is your primitive brain, that prefrontal cortex of yours, creating a story or telling you something that is just going to let you off this hook that you think you want to be off. But ultimately, you know that when you're saying no to this, you're saying no to a lot more in your life. Let me tell you in this episode how we go about doing that. This part is the part of goal creating or habit creating that people don't ever tell us about. We as humans, especially we high achievers out there, hear goals and we choose them either because somebody tells us that's something that is notable or something that is worth celebration or something that you'd be admired by doing. And we don't really know why we're wanting to do those things. So after we've brainstormed and maybe picked some of the ones that seem to stand out for us, either by the ranking or the why behind them, we're now going to understand why that goal is important to us. What about that goal do we want for ourselves? If we choose a goal that our partner wants for us, or if we choose a goal that our employer wants, or something that we promised ourselves we'd do years ago, but you really have no interest in doing it anymore, we're going to walk away from doing that thing and creating the habits that will then create this goal for you because we're not doing it for us. So think about the things that you have written down. Maybe pick the top 3 things that you chose to put on your list for your new set of habits that you want to create and understand why are those important to you. For me, moving more 3 times a week is important to me because as I grow older, I want to have good bone density. I want to be able to move freely and move easily and not have issues doing the things that I love doing that are active or not feeling pain. Okay. Vitamins 7 days a week. That one was really important to me because I know that there are nutrients that I'm not getting every day that are important to me. They're important to my aging process. They're important to my physical appearance, to my physical, how my body feels every day. And then meal planning, that's super important to me because I don't want to have a lot of brain drama around what I'm going to eat. I spent a lot of time feeling captive by food after my fertility journey ended. And I went to food as my comfort source. And I put this excess weight on that I didn't necessarily like the way that I felt with that extra weight. I didn't like that none of the clothes in my closet fit after my fertility journey ended. I thought, my God, am I going to look this way and feel this way forever? And do I like the way? Am I proud of my decisions for the way that I look and the way that I feel? And that has nothing to do with the size or how much you weigh, but when you look in the mirror, do you like the way that you look when you're looking in the mirror? So understanding what are those things as they relate to the goals that you chose? Why are you attached to those things and are they for you? And how are they for you? And not for somebody else. Like if if my husband loves that I'm doing meal planning, that's great, but it's not the sole reason why I'm choosing to do that. And when you have more of a personal attachment to this goal, you're going to have a lot more opportunity to do part 2 of what I'm about to teach you here. And that is understanding that you might have days that this goal is on your mind because it's somewhere in your forefront of things that you want to do, a habit that you want to partake in that will then create this goal. Okay. This repetitive motion of doing this thing at whatever frequency you chose. And there are going to be days where you're just not going to want to do it. And let me tell you, that is being human. And there's no shame in that game if you choose that, just one day I'm not up for it. And that's okay. You have the liberty to choose, but you also have the ability to decide why are you choosing not to incorporate that habit in your day? What about today makes choosing to do that thing that you committed to so hard? And it could just be that your body just, you don't feel good. You haven't had a chance to really like think about how you're going to incorporate more movement today because your schedule is packed and you don't know how you're going to fit it all in. You're maybe traveling for work. There isn't a gym wherever you're going. And then just realize that that if it was accessible to you, you would do it, but there's going to be days that you can't do it. And on those days, that you can't or you choose not to incorporate that habit into your daily routine, have an opportunity to tell yourself just because you did do this once doesn't mean that you need to give up now. And it's okay if you thought you were going to do something 4 times this week and you only did it 3, or it's okay if you woke up this morning and you were just exhausted and you felt like you needed to sleep a little bit longer rather than get up and get out of bed. And decide on the days that you're not choosing to do that, do you like your reason why? Because if you don't like your reason why, if you know that maybe you're just not feeling it and you know that you want to do it, but you're just feeling like, screw that, I'm not doing it. Do you like the reason why you're not doing it? And do you like how you will feel at the end of the day or when you wake up tomorrow because you didn't do that thing? And that's all you need to know. A lot of people don't tell us that we actually have the ability to choose doing the things that we want to do. And we also have the ability to understand why they're so important to us. And when I say important to us, I mean important to you, not someone around you, not somebody who thinks that they know what you need better than you do. But do you like what you're choosing to do? Do you like when you do it and how you feel when you do it? Do you feel super proud of yourself? Do you feel like, wow, I can't believe I did this many times this month or this many times this week? And when you choose not to do it or come up upon the decision to say, I'm not going to do that today, do you like why you're saying no? And if you don't like why you're saying no, then you have the ability to do that thing and be proud of that person that you're waking up to be tomorrow. So that's part two of my series about creating and achieving goals through habits and understanding that goals are simply just little habits that we continue to incorporate in our lives. And they should be easy for you, maybe not right at the beginning, but when they become easy for you because they're a habit, you'll see how much more attainable your goals are. So I hope that helps you this week. I hope you have a beautiful week. And remember, it is never too late to discover your meaning. I'll talk to you next week.